Hi, I'm Kamal Ahluwalia, President at Eightfold AI.
And I'm Josh Bersin, Global Industry Analyst and President of the Josh Bersin Company. Today, we're going to be talking about the Global Workforce Intelligence Project, a very, very interesting and fascinating new program we've developed using the power of Eightfold AI and the talent intelligence database of Eightfold. This is an initiative designed to help companies understand industry by industry the skills of the future, the jobs of the future, the career pathways of the future, and the adjacencies between your industry and the related industries that are happening faster than ever. And the reason that we think this is so important is that, as you know, Kamal, over the last decade, we've had this steady acceleration of digital transformation of virtually every company in every industry. And added to the pandemic, we now have not only digitization of work and jobs and careers and businesses, but the adjacency of businesses and industries coming together. Traditional banks being impacted by fintech companies, telecommunications companies getting into media companies getting into social networking, healthcare companies getting into informatics. It goes on and on and on. And so what we're doing in this project is using the power of Eightfold AI and the data of Eightfold to identify these trending skills, trending jobs, trending career pathways, and trending job clusters so that companies in those industries can see the future and plan for the future and then put in place the programs to grow their companies strategically. And that's really what this program is all about.
So, what you were sharing with me was that the reception from the CHROs has been they can't get going. They want to join you.
The demand for this is really massive. And the reason is for the last 2 years, almost every company has been trying to build a skills-based talent strategy. Better skills data for recruiting, better skills data for development, better skills data for career management, better skills data for transformation. But they've never known what that data meant to the outside world and how to apply it to the changes in the industry around them. So the demand for this is very, very high. And the other thing we're finding is as we look at the data, we've looked at healthcare, we've looked at banking, we're looking at telecommunications, we looked at pharmaceuticals. It is striking how fast the world is changing. And so we really want to give the CHROs some vision of the future that they can really plan for in their daily operations.
I think the exciting part in collaborating with you has been the interest in solving the talent problem holistically for employees, for hiring, even for contingent workforce. And that's really very different than what they've seen so far.
Well, thank you, Kamal. I appreciate that. I mean, this is really a very holistic program because if you really look at the careers and skills and jobs of the future in your company, a lot of interesting things are going to happen. You're going to start recruiting contingent or part-time workers that you didn't know you needed. You're going to promote and develop people who are minorities or disaffected groups in the company into new roles when they never knew that those were possible. You're going to be sourcing people in diverse communities or diverse locations in a much more strategic way. And all these decisions are going to be made with a really good business context. So it is a very holistic project. And one of the things we're doing as part of this, it's not just about data, is we're developing CHRO councils in each industry and interviewing CHROs, running them through the data, and they're coming back to us and telling us amazing stories of very innovative things they're doing to solve these problems, partnering with universities, bringing people into their companies from different locations, changing their operating model and their organization structure. It's really, really a very holistic problem.
I think as you talk about making the companies future ready, it also opens up a big aperture to become more diverse.
In the US alone, almost 1 out of 9 jobs is open, is unfilled. It's just astounding how many jobs are open. And so companies are realizing we can't look for somebody who's done this job before. That person just isn't there. So we're going to have to find someone who has the skills, the aspirations, potentially the ability to do this and bring them into that role. And that means that things like what 110 is doing are going to become very, very valuable, bringing people back into the workforce, women who've been home from the pandemic, people who worked in nursing and decided they don't want to be in nursing anymore, and now they want to work in customer service. These are really diversity creating experiences that we're going to be generating.
So, last couple of years, a lot of vendors are now claiming AI. As the clients come to you and they say, okay, how should we evaluate and sift through the noise? What's your counsel to them? How do you find the right solution?
Well, I mean, AI is a very nice buzzword, and every software vendor now claims to have it. But it's a very complex, multifaceted, algorithmic thing, and it is dependent on data. So if you go out and buy an AI system that doesn't have a lot of data, it can't really be that intelligent. So one of the things that you guys have done in a very unique way is you built your platform around billions and billions of people. So you have real data. And so what I really advise companies to do, without trying to talk about the features of the product, is to try it, use it. Let it do some of the things you want it to do and see how intelligent it really is. And you'll see these systems are very, very different. And I would say most of the vendors are still new to the idea of using massive amounts of data in their AI system. And this is why we choose to partner with you guys, because Eightfold really has, in my opinion, the largest database of skills, jobs, and organizations in the world.
I think the exciting part for us, as you define the scope of this project, global workforce intelligence. So in today's world and going forward with a hybrid workforce, I think the global aspect becomes even more important.
No, it's true. It's easy to look at the data of the country you're in because it tends to be a little bit easier to find it, but you realize that that really is giving you a very incomplete view of reality. Not only are you sourcing and recruiting people from all over the world in virtually every company, but there's things going on in India or China or Asia that are very future forward looking that you need to learn about. And you'll see things in your company going on in one part of the world that will be forebearers of things that you need to do in your home country. So we're going to try to take a global perspective on this as much as we possibly can.
So what's the frequency of these insights that the world can expect from us?
Well, we are planning on introducing 8 major industry studies in the next year. And this is a lot. It's a very heavy lift for us, but we're going to be working together on this. And in each of these studies, there'll be a large body of data, lots of examples and case studies and trending data of the future. Every one of the studies will look at the future state of this industry because we have time series data from Eightfold. So we're going to project that forward. We're going to show you what your industry is likely to look like 3 to 5 years from now. We will also be having CHRO councils. So a lot of people watching this video will have the opportunity to join these councils and share their stories with us. And we plan on trying to publish case studies and examples and tools as much as we possibly can. So we have a pretty ambitious agenda here.
This is so exciting, Josh. Thank you so much.
Well, Kamal, I can't thank you enough for your support and your partnership on this project with us and helping us in this really important initiative that will help organizations and basically the whole economy grow over the coming years.